Skylar here. Today we're going to be doing a 60-minute Ashtanga inspired class, about 60 minutes, give or take. So I say Ashtanga inspired because it's not a traditional Ashtanga practice. I have been practicing Ashtanga for quite some time, but I am not trained as an Ashtanga teacher. So I'm just going to be going through kind of a variation of the primary series. If you're a beginner or you're not familiar with Ashtanga, it is a little more on the athletic side. It is a little bit more advanced. So if you're a beginner, maybe go and find one of the other videos for beginner level. But if you're with me, I invite you to join me at the top of the mat as we get ready for warm-ups in Surya Namaskar A. And so I say Ashtanga inspired because we will not be doing the chants also. That's one reason it's not traditional. So we'll just go ahead and get into the practice. Surya Namaskar A. Bring the hands to heart center. And actually let's take an Om here to bring in the energy. Big inhale in. Bring the hands up towards the ceiling. Inhale. Exhale, Uttanasana, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, step or walk back to the back of the mat. Come into plank if you stepped. Come down to chaturanga. Inhale, upward facing dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. And hold for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Inhale, step or hop to the front of the mat. Halfway lift. Exhale, Uttanasana. Inhale, come up, hands up, look up. Exhale, Samastihi. Inhale, arms up. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, hop back to chaturanga. Upward facing dog. Downward facing dog. Hold for 5 breaths. It's important to link the movement with breath. Making this class like a moving meditation, really getting into the body, really getting into the present moment. And 1, look between the hands. Hop forward, halfway lift, forward fold, up to standing, Samastihi. Inhale, exhale, Uttanasana. Inhale, halfway lift, exhale, step or hop back to chaturanga. Upward facing dog. Downward facing dog. And hold for 5, 4, gazing over the tip of the nose. 3, 2, and 1. Look between the hands, hop forward. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, all the way up. Exhale, mountain pose. Inhale, hands up. Exhale, Uttanasana. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, hop back to chaturanga. Upward facing dog. Downward facing dog. For 5, 4, engaging Mula Bandha, squeezing that pelvic floor. 3, 2, 1. Look forward, hop forward, halfway lift, forward fold, all the way up. Inhale, Samastiti. Last one. Inhale. Exhale, Uttanasana. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, hop to chaturanga. Inhale, upward facing dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. 5. Remembering drishti, gazing over the nose, engaging Mula Bandha. 3, 2, and 1. Look between the hands, hop forward, halfway lift, forward fold, all the way up, flat back, Samastiti. Bend the knees, Utkatasana, chair pose, hands up. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, hop back, chaturanga. Inhale, upward facing dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. Inhale, right foot forward, warrior 1. Exhale, through your vinyasa. Left foot forward, warrior 1. Inhale. Exhale, through the vinyasa. And hold for 5, 4, meeting in downward facing dog. 3, 2, and 1. Hop forward, halfway lift. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, keeping the knees bent, chair pose. And Samastiti. 2 more. Chair pose, bend the knees, hips back, look up at the hands. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhaling, hop to chaturanga. Inhale, upward facing dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. Right foot forward, warrior 1. Exhale, through the vinyasa, plank, chaturanga, upward facing dog, downward facing dog, always moving with the breath. Look between the hands, left foot forward, warrior 1. Exhale through the vinyasa. Hold here for 5, 4, 3. Again, remembering the root lock, Mula Bandha. Look between the hands, hop forward, halfway lift. back, bending the knees, Utkatasana. And come on up to standing, Samastahi. Set the hips back, Utkatasana. Exhale, forward fold. This is our last one here. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, hop back to Chaturanga. Upward facing dog. And downward facing dog. Right side, warrior one. Exhale through your vinyasa. Meeting in downward facing dog. Left side, warrior one. Exhale through the vinyasa. Holding in downward facing dog. Three, two, and one. Hop between the hands. Traditionally, we'd be doing 5 of these. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, forward fold. And traditionally, we'd be doing 5 of the Surya Namaskar Bs. But in the interest of time, we'll just stick to 3. Inhale, halfway lift. And come on up all the way to standing. Arms up. Exhale, hands to heart center. Step the feet hips distance apart. Grab the hips, raise the chest up. Bend the knees if necessary. Hinge from the hips and come on forward. Grabbing the big toes with the peace fingers. And drop the crown of the head down. Let the belly rest on the thighs. Elbows out to the side. Not pulling too much. Finding length in the spine. Length through the hamstrings. But not pushing. Not forcing. Inhale, halfway up. Place the hands under the feet, palms up, toes touch the wrists. Pull the spine nice and long, and then come down, letting the crown of the head go towards the ground. And breathe for 4, 3, 2, and 1. Bring the hands to the hips. Come on upright. Step the left foot back, coming into triangle pose. Checking for heel to arch alignment. Right leg is straight, toes pointing forward. Grab the hips. Extend the right hand out. Kick that left hip up as much as you can and reach as far forward as you can. And then drop the hand down. Raise the left hand up towards the ceiling. In the traditional form of the pose, we would be grabbing the big toe with the fingers. But as far as you can go is good enough. Just feeling through the pose, not forcing anything. 2, 1. Come on up, switch sides. Point the left toe to the back of the mat, heel to arch alignment. Bring the right hand to the hips, kick that right hip back and up. Reach with the left hand as far forward as you can, and drop the hand down to wherever it goes. The thigh, the shin, the foot, the ground, does not matter. Raise the right hand up towards the ceiling. And gaze up at the right hand, your drishti, the soft gaze. One pointed focus. 3, 2, and 1. Come up right. Point the right toes forward. Square off the hips to the front of the mat. Step it in just slightly. Coming into revolved triangle. Inhale, left hand up, right hand is on the hip. Reach forward. And then start to twist at the torso. And bringing the hand either to the inside of that front foot, to the top of the foot, even the shin, or the outside of the foot. Inhale, reach the right hand up towards the ceiling. Look up. Pulling that right hip back, left hip forward. Chest opening a bit more to the ceiling. And inhale, come on up. Switch sides. Squaring the hips towards the back of the mat. Left toes pointing forward. Right foot is about a 60-degree angle or so. Bring the left hand to the left hip. Inhale, right hand up. And reach forward, hinging at the hips. And bring the right hand either to the inside, the top of, or the outside of that front foot. Even the shin, if that's where you end up. Inhale, look up. Raise the left hand towards the ceiling. Pulling the left hip back, right hip forward. Three, 2, and 1. Come on up. Step it back to the front of the mat. Hands to heart center. And we'll go through vinyasa. Inhale, hands up. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, hop back, chaturanga. Inhale, upward facing dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. Number 5. 4. Coming back to the breath. 3. 2. And 1. Hop between the hands. Halfway lift. Forward fold. Inhale, up, standing. Samastihi. Step the left foot back, coming into extended side angle. Heel to arch alignment. And just bend into that right knee, keeping the knee over the ankle. Root through the outside edge of the back foot. Bring the elbow to the front knee or the hand to the inside of that front foot. Reach the left hand up and over the head. And hold for 4, 3, 2, 1. Come on up, switch sides. Bend into the left knee. Rooting through the outside edge of the right foot. Bring the left elbow to the left knee or down to the inside of that foot. Raise the right hand up and over the head. Look up, spinning the chest open. 4, 3, 2, 1. Come up through center. Turn to the right. Coming into revolved side angle. This one is a little bit difficult. I'm going to be in a modification. So the back foot is flat on the ground, or you can come up to crescent lunge if that's more accessible for you. Wherever you're at, bend into the right knee. Get some length in the spine. Twist, bringing the elbow to the outside of that right knee. And I'm going to stay here with prayer hands. If you are able to go to the full expression of the pose, you would bring that left hand down to the outside of the front foot and raise the right hand up and over the head. 3, 2, 1. Come on up through the center. Other side. Adjusting your feet, heel toeing that left foot to the outside edge of the mat. Doing whatever you feel right with the back foot, either keeping it flat and out towards an angle, or coming up onto the ball of the foot. Wherever you're at, bend into the front knee, rotate the spine, hook that right elbow on the outside of the left knee. Either bring the hands to prayer, or you can come into the full expression of the pose. Lower the right hand to the ground on the outside of the left foot. Raise the left hand up and over the head. 3, 2, 1. Come on up. Stay here, feet nice and wide. Feet parallel to one another. Inhale, hands at the hips, raise the chest up. And exhale, hinging at the hips, forward fold, drop the fingers down to line up with the toes. Inhale, halfway lift, get length in the spine, and drop the head down. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale. Inhale, hands to hips, come on up. And interlace the fingers behind the back. Open up the chest. Inhale. Exhale, forward fold, bend at the hips. And just let the hands drop down towards the ground, crown of the head, resting towards the mat. 4, gazing over the tip of the nose. 3, 2, 1. Inhale. And hands to the hips. Taking a moment. Inhale, raise the hips up. Keeping the hands at the hips. Exhale, forward fold. Three, 2, 1. Halfway up, inhale. Exhale. Inhale, come all the way up. Oh, you might find yourself getting lightheaded here. Inhale, chest up, and exhale. Forward fold, grabbing the big toes with the peace fingers. Inhale, exhale. 4, 3, 2, 1. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale. Hands to hips. Inhale, come all the way up. And step it up to the front of the mat. Samastiki. Taking a moment to come to the breath here. Inhale, hands up. Exhale, forward fold, going through a vinyasa. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, hop back to chaturanga. Inhale, upward facing dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Look between the hands, hop it forward. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, forward fold. Coming into chair pose, set the hips back. We're going to hold for the count of 5 here. Inhale, hands up. Hold 4, 3, weights in the heels, squeezing the legs together. 2, 1. Come on up. Stepping the right foot back, coming right into warrior 1. Inhale, hands up. Root through the outside edge of that back foot. Making sure the front knee is over the ankle. 2 more. 1, straighten the front leg. Turn to the back side of the mat. Warrior 1, left foot forward. Again, root through the outside edge of the back foot. Square the hips towards the front of the mat. Bend into the front knee. 3, 2, and 1. Straighten the left leg. And warrior 2. Fixing your stance here, maybe stepping it out a little further. Heel to arch alignment. Gazing over the left fingertips. Making sure the arms are parallel to the ground. 3, 2, and 1. Straighten the left leg, switch sides. Warrior 2, right foot forward. 4, 3, 2, and 1. Bring the hands down, framing that front foot. Step it back to plank, chaturanga, upward facing dog, downward facing dog. And holding here for 5, 4, 3, One, look between the hands, hop it forward. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, coming all the way up. Exhale, hands to heart center. Bring the right foot up, hook that big toe with the peace fingers. Bending the knee if necessary. Fold forward over that right leg. 3, 2, 1. Come on up, externally rotate the hip, bringing the right leg to the side. Left hand on the hip. If your balance is really good, you can turn your gaze over the left shoulder. I'm not there today personally, so I'm going to look forward for 3 more. 2, and 1. Bring the right foot forward. Bend over the front leg. Inhale, come on up. Hands to hips. Keep the foot up, leg up. Using the core to lift it up. And drop it down. Switch sides. Grab the left big toe, left peace fingers. Inhale, come up. Pulling the shoulders back. Bend over that left leg. 3, 2, 1. Inhale, come all the way up. Externally rotating the hip. Left leg out to the side, right hand on right hip. Finding your balance. And bring the foot back forward. Exhale, bend over the leg. Inhale, come on up. Let go of the toe, keep the leg up. Using core strength. Raise it up and drop it down. Bring your right foot into half lotus, keeping the foot active to protect the knee joint. Just bring it up as high as you can into the hip. Set it down. I will not be going into the full expression of the pose myself here. What you can do to get into the full expression, if you're there, is reach the right hand around and grab that left foot. If you're with me, you can either, finding balance, you can either stay here or forward fold. Bringing the hands down to the ground, dropping the crown of the head down. And if you were able to make the bind, you're coming down. 3, 2, 1. Inhale, come on up. Exhale, letting go of the foot. Even I have a hard time balancing on some mornings. All right, bring the left foot up. Half lotus with the left foot. You can reach around and grab that left foot, or you just keep it right here in the hip. You can stay standing. If you made the bind or if you want to go into a forward fold, go ahead and go into your forward fold. Holding for 4, 3, 2, 1. Come on on up to standing. Release that left foot. Step it up to the front of the mat. And going through the vinyasa. Hands to heart center. Inhale, come up. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, hopping back to chaturanga. Upward facing dog. Downward facing dog. Lift between the hands. You can hop through to come into your seated position, or just walk the feet through. Bringing the legs out in front of you, hands by the hips. Dandasana, staff pose. Feet are active, toes pointing up towards the ceiling. Four more. 3, 2, 1. Reaching forward, grabbing those big toes with the peace fingers, bending the knees if you need to. Making sure that you're getting the forward tilt in the pelvis, so as to not round the back, but to get nice straight spine, lengthened spine, I should say. And once you've got that, fold forward. You're feeling it, hopefully, more through the backs of the legs. And if you're feeling any pain in the low back, either come out or bend the knees. There's no need to have straight knees or a perfect looking posture. Inhale, look up. Exhale, reach the hands to the bottom of the feet, if you can. And look up. We're going to hop it back and go through a vinyasa. Upward facing dog. Downward facing dog. And hop back through. Extending the legs again. And bringing the hands behind you, fingers pointing towards the hips. And inhale, lift the hips up. Bringing the soles of the feet towards the mat. And bring the hips down. Going through our vinyasa, crossing the feet, hopping through to chaturanga, upward facing dog. Downward facing dog. You can always skip these extra vinyasas. And come on through. Bend the right leg back, so the foot's coming by the hip, kind of like a half hero pose. Extending the left foot forward, inhale, fold over that left foot. Keeping the left toes pointed towards the ceiling. Gazing at the toes. Inhale, look up. And if you wish, come on through the vinyasa. Hop it through. And bend the left foot back. Inhale, lengthen the spine. Exhale, folding over that right foot. You can grab the foot if you like. Again, not forcing anything. Keeping your drishti, your one-pointed visual focus on the toes, or gazing past the toes. Keeping that nice, long pattern of breathing. Look up, and we'll go through our vinyasa. And jump through or walk through. And bring the right sole of the foot to the inside of the left thigh. Inhale, walk your hands on either side of the left leg. And grab the foot. Inhale, look up. Exhale, come through vinyasa. And switching to the other side, left foot on the inside of the right thigh. Lengthen the spine and bend over that front leg. Reaching the hands out as far as you comfortably can. Keeping the gaze past the toes. Long breaths. Inhale, come on up and through the vinyasa. So I'm doing some modifications so I'm not overusing my upper body. Jump through. And bring the right heel underneath the bottom. So we're sitting on the heel. The knees at about an 80-degree angle. Inhale, reach the crown of the head towards the ceiling. Exhale, folding over that left leg. We're actually getting close to that 60-minute mark, so we'll make some adjustments to the practice so as to not go over the 60 minutes. Inhale, look up, and come on back through the vinyasa if you wish. Send the right leg out, bring the left heel underneath the sit bones. Inhale, lengthen the spine. Exhale, fold over that right leg. Grabbing the foot if it's accessible. Inhale, look up. Exhale through the vinyasa. And jumping through. Okay, so we're going to go into asana. So what you're going to do is bring the sole of the right foot back as close as you can to the hip, a little bit to the outside. And if you're working on bind, you can bring your right arm through the inside, bringing the shoulder next to that right knee, wrapping the arm around and back, and reaching that left hand for the bind. You can use a strap if this isn't accessible for you, or you can even just hold your leg here, just finding a modification that works for you. Gazing to the left toes, folding over if you can, if it's accessible for you. Inhale, look up, and release the bind, and coming through the vinyasa. Vinyasa is really keeping the heat built up through these forward folds. And do asana on the left side. Bring the left heel as close as you can to that left hip, a little bit to the outside. Bring the left arm in the inside of the leg, the left shoulder close to the left knee. If you're going for the bind. If not, you can just stay here. Okay, but if you're going through the bind, reach around and back. Take that right hand, reach it back, and hook the fingers, link the hands, right toes pointing up, gazing past the right toes, inhaling the breath, nice and long, nice and long exhales. Inhale, look up. Release the bind if you had it. Coming through the vinyasa. And jumping through. Or a little twist. Bring the sole of the right foot by the right hip again. And find whatever variation of this pose that works for you. If you're advanced, you can go for the bind, bringing the left hand on the outside of the right knee this time and reaching the hands around. If you're not doing binds, just lengthen the spine. Grab that right knee with the left hand, bring the right hand behind the hip. Lengthen the spine and twist. If you like, you can bring the left elbow to the outside of the right knee. Bringing the thumb and the index finger together. Signifying our higher self and our lower self coming to meet. Our higher self and our earthly self, I should say, not our lower self. And release the twist. Come through one more vinyasa here if you're ready to do that. If not, just sit tight. And jumping it through and twisting to the left. So bringing the left heel up towards that left hip. Inhale, lengthen the spine. If you're going through the bind, go ahead and reach the right arm on the outside of the left knee. And I'm not, I don't have the body for this really, so if you're able to do the bind, go ahead and get into the bind. Otherwise, just grab that left knee with the right arm, lengthen the spine, and on an exhale, twist. If you have space, you can bring the right elbow to the outside of the left knee. Okay, go ahead and release. And we will come into a little bit of back bending here. Come on down to the back. If you don't have wheel in your practice, you can just stick with bridge pose, okay? So bridge pose is going to be with your knees over your heels, okay? The soles of the feet are on the ground. The knees are over the heels. Bring the palms of the hands down by the hips. And when you inhale, just push the hips up. Try not to use the glutes so much, as that can kind of pinch the back. And then if you wish, you can interlace the hands behind your back and roll the shoulders underneath, raising the chest up. Squeeze the knees towards each other, towards this middle line. And if you're sticking with bridge, stay here. If you're going to go into wheel, bring your hands to your shoulders. Bring your hands next to your shoulders. Come on up onto the top of the head. And inhale, come all the way up into wheel. And come on down, nice and slow. Bring the knees into the chest, giving them a nice hug. Rock from side to side a bit. And rock back and forth. Coming up into sitting. We'll take Navasana, or boat pose. So bring your hands by your hips to give yourself some stability. Suck the navel in towards the spine. Pull the chest up. And then raise the feet up, bringing the shins parallel to the ground. You can keep your hands down. You can grab the backs of the thighs, or you can reach your hands towards your feet. And you can straighten the knees if you like. I'll be here. Have fun straightening people. Holding for 3, 2, 1. Cross the legs, come forward and just lift yourself up, trying to lift everything off the ground. But if the feet are on the ground, no biggie. But what you're going to do is just lift up and come back down. Okay. Come on down to the back. And bring your arms out to a T. Let the knees fall over to the right side for a spinal twist. If you like a little bit of a deeper twist, you can bring the right hand to the top of that left thigh. You can bring the knees up a bit. Gazing over the left hand. Inhale, bring the knees through to center. Shift your hips over to the right and let the knees fall over to the left. Arms are out to a T, gazing over the right hand. Making sure both shoulders are on the mat. And then making any adjustments, maybe bringing the knees up, bringing the left hand to the top of the right thigh. If you'd like a little bit of a deeper twist. And bring the knees back to center. Bringing the knees to the chest one more time. Just give them a nice squeeze. Bring the head up towards the knees and just squeeze everything. Everything from the feet to your butt to your face muscles. Pulling up into a tight little ball. And release. Coming into Shavasana. Final resting pose. Feet are about max distance apart. Hands are to the side, palms facing skyward. Bring the shoulder blades together to open up the chest. Make any adjustments that you need in order to feel yourself evenly supported on your mat. And just giving yourself a few minutes to really allow the practice to integrate. Noticing how your body feels now versus how it felt at the beginning of class. Letting your breath fall to a natural pace. And it's good to stay in Shavasana for 10 minutes when you've done an hour-long practice. Just let everything go. Nowhere to be, nothing to do. Allowing every muscle in the body to completely relax. to your space that you're in. Roll over onto the right side, bend the knees, let the head rest on the right arm. And coming upright, keeping the eyes closed, coming into Sukhasana, or a comfortable cross-legged position. Bring your hands to heart center, bow the head slightly. Taking a moment, just a moment of appreciation and gratitude for the teachers who have shared this practice before us. Gratitude for our bodies that are so strong and so capable. And gratitude to ourselves for being willing to get on the mat and to do the practice. And we'll finish it up with one Om. Inhale. If you like, you can stay here in meditation